Guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for a CD and vinyl update. Before we get rolling on that, I'm sure if you are a Priest fan, you've already heard the newest single released from Invincible Shield, the song that was just released a few days ago called The Serpent and the King. Fantastic. I was just blown away by those vocals. You know what? Rob just still sounds fantastic and just got me super excited. You know, I know a lot of people are comparing that track to like Painkiller stuff, but kind of the vibe that I got right away was kind of like, especially the way the track starts with the riff. It's an older sounding Priest riff type of, you know, 80s style, whatever you want to say, but you know, Judas Priest style for sure. But you know, it reminded me more like Freewheel Burning meets Screaming for Vengeance. Yes, the vocals were super high pitched, and like it took me by surprise. I was just, this is awesome. And then right into the chorus, which is actually quite repetitive. It just repeats The Serpent and the King 4 times, and then I think in the second go around it's even 5 times. But overall, the track is fantastic, and a lot of comparisons, like I said, to like a Painkiller. This could easily be on Painkiller, but the vocals really reminded me, honestly, more of 3 different tracks from Rob's solo stuff. So if you have never listened to his Helford band, go check out the track Resurrection off the album Resurrection, or Betrayal off of Crucible, or probably one of the heaviest tracks Rob's ever sung on is called The Mower off of Made of Metal. Check those 3 tracks. That's what those vocals remind me of. But anyways, needless to say, I am super excited for this album to, you know, finally be out in a little over a week. Yeah, but so far, you know, I thought, is it my favorite track off of there so far? You know, I still personally got to go with Panic Attack. I just love the intro to that. It just shot me right back to the 80s, even like that little bit of tinge of keyboards and synth guitars, you know, the turbo era, stuff like that. And then I would have to put Crown of Horns is super catchy. I really love that song. So I'd probably have to put The Serpent and the King about number 3 now, and my least favorite, even though it's a fantastic song, is Trial by Fire. Let me know in the comments where you are with this new album, and I'm sure you're excited for it just like I am. But so as far as my update goes here, I got my usual 9 or 10 things. Actually surprised me that I had enough to put together a update. It's been about 5 weeks, but when I ordered the new Saxon album, I ordered it directly from, you know, their official Saxon official, and there was a couple other really cool things that one I didn't even know existed. So I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to show you, I've already reviewed this album, but I did pick up obviously the new Saxon album, which is still getting a regular spin here. I think this is a great album. Man, I think what's going to happen, I don't know. I can't really predict the future because there's so many albums that I haven't heard this year. But back in 2018, Firepower was my favorite album of the year. And the runner-up that year was Saxon Thunderbolt. So are we going to have that again this year? I don't know. But regardless, if you haven't heard the new Saxon album, Hell, Fire, and Damnation, go and check it out. This one is on a, let me show you the inner sleeve first. There's your band members, and of course you still have Paul Quinn. 2 guitar solos, one on the Fire and Steel and Supercharger. I won't talk too much about this one. If you want to check out my review of this album, I love the album. You know, I'll name all the favorite tracks, stuff like that on there. But yeah, still getting a regular spin. And this one I picked up on, it's kind of a red marble vinyl, pretty nice. But yeah, and I wanted to get the signed print that came with it. This was limited to 200 copies. So I got so what it has on one side is the album cover, band members, and these are real signatures. They're not like printed on. These are actually, pen on paper. So pretty cool to have this, limited to 200. I don't really have, much of that kind of stuff. I'm not really a big autograph collector type of thing. But so the other stuff that I saw, quite a few of this. We'll start off, with some Saxon. So this is the one that kind of, I'm like, what the hell? I never seen this before. This is called Saxon Thunderbolt, the singles. So on the back, we'll flip it over. So it has the same front cover, same back cover as the actual album Thunderbolt, which was released in 2018. Now this is a 5-disc single collection of all the singles. So the first one, and these are all little 7 inches, very cool. Here is Thunderbolt. So this is exact same cover as the regular album. And then on the back is the studio version of Thunderbolt, and then Thunderbolt live in Milan. So all these were recorded on the Thunderbolt European leg of the tour. So each one of these, let me just show you the, I'm going to pop these out too. So it's just a little clamshell box that goes together. Show you the Thunderbolt, the singles, and then you got the Saxon logo. So I thought, that is pretty cool. And lucky for me, I'll tell you, I'm glad every band doesn't do this, because I would be in trouble, because I'd want to buy them. But it's Saxon, so I thought, I'm going to treat myself to this. So it didn't come with these little anti-static sleeves. I put those in myself. But yeah, just 7-inch black vinyl. There is Thunderbolt. Next up, this one's pretty cool. This is the second song release. They played Rock and Roll. Good, nice Motorhead tribute type of song. Even got Motorhead there, the Bomber, Saxon, they're good friends. They played with them. I mean, Lemmy and Biff, the whole gang together. So studio version and then live version, and that one was recorded live in Stockholm, September 29th, 2018. So that's that one. Also just black vinyl. There's the inner sleeve on that one. Next up was Nosferatu, the Vampire's Waltz. Really cool logo. I love this color. So like I said, I never seen a set like this where, they just individualized everything. Well, took every single and put it in a little package. So pretty cool. So studio version and then a live version, which this one was also recorded live in Stockholm. These are really quality live recordings too, I must say. And there is the vinyl. The centering's the same on the both sides, just little mini mini centering, mini 7-inch black vinyl. Then next up we had Predator, and you got a cool snake on the cover. Saxon logo looks pretty similar to on same as the Thunderbolt one. And then there's the back to that one. Again, studio version, and then the B-side is this one was Predator recorded live in London, October 19th, 2018. And there is the vinyl for that one. And let's flip that over so you can see that. Maybe we'll just pop this one out so you can see a little bit closer. There's that. And then finally, The Secret of Flight. And again, studio version, and then the live version was recorded in Stockholm. There is that. And vinyl. So you got a cool little, and then it came with a little inner in it of that, and then the whole breakdown right here. So Thunderbolt, the singles, limited edition, 7-inch box set. All studio tracks produced and mixed by Andy Sneap. And then all live tracks recorded on the Thunderbolt European Tour 2018. Yeah, pretty cool set. I think it was around It was $31, which is very reasonable for a set like this. I can only see that one going up in value for sure. But and also I threw this one in. I pretty much collect anything I can for Saxon, even the 2 covers albums, which Inspirations and More Inspirations. But this is a single from the first one, Inspirations. This is a cover of Rolling Stones' Paint It Black. It's a suiting, very fitting cover for sure. And then on the back, it has the B-side of Shoot Shoot, which is a UFO cover, which is not on that album. So it's a great version too. I wish they could have included it. It's must have been just a spare cover song that they had laying around. And then we got the 7-inch vinyl for that one, Paint It Black, and then Shoot Shoot on the back. But all these little 7 inches sound pretty good. So we might as well just continue. No, I'll flip over. I'm gonna just stay in the Saxon mode for 1 minute or 2 minutes. But some recent reissues came up by Music on Vinyl. Now there's 9 albums from Saxon that are from 91 to 2009. There's 9 albums there that, a lot of people maybe lost track of Saxon, things like that. But it looks like so far what they did is BMG have released all the CDs of those 9 albums on digi sleeves. Those digi sleeves are absolute shit in my opinion. I'd love to have them, but I just don't like those digi sleeves. So instead I invested my money into, so far, 2 reissues from Music on Vinyl. This one is Saxon's 10th studio album, Solid Ball of Rock. They did a great job on this one because it's not super glossy. If you collect vinyl and you know about Music on Vinyl, you know that they do tend to do some really super glossy covers. And there's the backside. So this is, like I said, Saxon's, let me just toss these ones aside for a second. Saxon's 10th album, released in 1991. And what's different on this Music on Vinyl, they included, well, I'm going to show you the inner first of all. There's the inner, which is very basic on here. And then you have the lyrics on this side, which you're not going to read anyways. They included that. And the vinyl on this one, actually I'll show you the hype sticker too. There's the hype sticker, which Music on Vinyl do. Limited edition, 1,000 copies. Numbered copies, gold colored vinyl. Includes a lyric sheet and exclusive cover print, which is pretty neat. And I will show you that right now. There's the backside with nothing on it, but you got a 12 by 12 limited edition print cover, whatever. You could easily grab a frame and frame those if you'd want, but I'll just keep that inside. But that's kind of nice to throw that in there too. And you've already seen the cover to that one. And let me show you what this gold vinyl looks like. So this is one of 4 that are reissued, or 2 are still on the way. But there's the gold vinyl to that, and both centerings are the same. So they reissued this one, and the next one I'll show you. And then they have, what have they got coming out? Unleash the Beast and Forever Free. I think those are getting released March 1st. But I picked up Metalhead. That's the second so far. So far, 4 of the 9 of those, that kind of 91 to 2009 period are getting a reissue. So I would think the other ones are coming. I don't have any information on it, but the cover is spot on, not blown up, not fuzzy, nothing. It is just perfect. And there's the backside. So this is Saxon's 14th studio album, released in 1999. Really enjoy this album too. Well, I'll show you this first. This is actually, this is Fritz Randall was on drums on this one. Nigel stepped out for a couple albums, but there is the inner sleeve on this side and the inner sleeve on that side. There's the band, and there's that nice print. So this one's includes a print just like solid ball of rock, just white on the other side. And I do have that hype sticker too if you do want to see it, if you're curious. So yeah, this one, yep, same thing, 1,000 copies, but this one is a silver colored vinyl. And I'll just give you a quick peek on that one too, so you know what it looks like. And you know what? I've yet to have anything on music on vinyl sound bad in any way. No hissing in between track. Not hissing, but you know that they're not noisy. They're very. They sound great overall, and generally they do a great job. But I was surprised that BMG didn't do the vinyl, so they must have licensed everything out to music on vinyl. What else? Oh yeah, I forgot to show you this. I picked up, this is just, I don't know, pure nostalgia, whatever. I bought the last Saxon on cassette, so I thought I'm going to get this one too. Just that little souvenir, that little extra thing for one of my favorite bands of all time. This one's on a red cassette. The little J card in here is literally just a little card. It doesn't fold out or anything, so it looks kind of just like the inner that I showed you already. As far as the cassette goes, this didn't come sealed, but it did come in a little bag. The cassettes, they're not what they used to be, I'll tell you. This is very cheaply made, in my opinion. And, not like those sturdy, good old cassettes from the 80s and 90s or whatever. But yeah, thought I'd pick that one up too. And what else do we have? I guess this is the CD portion of my video. And this one last Saxon thing I picked up, I did not have this. I pretty much have everything live from Saxon, but this is Let Me Feel Your Power. This is a live album. When was this recorded? This was, Battering Ram Tour. And this opens up to a great booklet in there too, by the way, just lots of photos and stuff. So two audio, so 2 CDs of the audio part of this, and then you got a DVD of, if I can show you the back, and if you're curious, you could just pause that and kind of blow it up a little bit. Great show. This Saxon is an awesome live band. I've said it over and over. I think they're able to pretty much do what they do on a studio album live from any of their live stuff. Yes, I know stuff's touched up here and there, but yeah, I really enjoyed the DVD part of this. Just watching the show was really cool. So there's that. Now into some other stuff. A reissue that I talked about on a video, what was it? An episode of 6 with 6 Strings where different vocalists came in, whatever. And I had mentioned this album. And I know I was calling it Escape from Nowhere, which was wrong. Sorry about that. But this is Omen's 4th studio album called Escape to Nowhere. Now, I did not know this because I've only ever saw the cassette version. And have I ever seen the CD version? Anyways, this cover was done by Gary Smith. Now, if Gary Smith looks familiar, or some of this artwork looks familiar, check out some of my favorite Savatage album covers, like Hall of the Mountain King, Gutter Ballet, what else? Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 Savatage covers that Gary Smith does, and he did this one. I did not know that until I picked this reissue up. Like I said, this is Omen's 4th album. One and only with Coburn Farr on vocals. You might know him from some other bands, especially Annihilator, one of my Never Neverland, one of my favorite Annihilator albums. But this one didn't get a super wide release. I actually had picked this one up from High Roller Records, or you had to get it it's just not on the standard Metal Blade site, which kind of is a little bit baffling that they wouldn't do that. But this is kind of where it would end for me with Omen. This is all I would need. I don't know anything past this. Even after J.D. Kimball passed away, and they had this one record here with Coburn Farr on vocals, that's all I need. There's actually one more thing I wouldn't mind if they reissued, and that's their EP from 1987, because this album I'm showing you is from 88. EP from 87 called Nightmares. I'd love to pick that up on vinyl if they get a reissue. So this one came with all kinds of goodies. Here is the digital whatever code. So if anybody wants this, here it is. Pause that, check out Omen, Escape to Nowhere. There's kind of like an autograph card in here of the band. Very cool. And then this is just a full poster of the album cover, so we won't put the whole thing out, but it's, yeah, nice little touch. I'll put that aside. And here is the inner sleeve. Band shot there. Lyrics on this side. So yeah, Metal Blade, one of my favorite labels. They always put a lot into their releases. You know what? This is really a good album. Excuse me. The only thing I could do without here is the cover of Radar Love. I actually don't even like the original version of Radar Love. I think White Lion does a better version even than this. But yeah, overall, not a bad album. I picked up this one on black vinyl. Check out the first track is awesome. It's Not Easy. The title track, Escape to Nowhere. And what else? Thorn in Your Flesh, King of the Hill. So just black vinyl. Kind of goes with the rest of my Omen albums. Which Omen is a band that, I don't know, I kind of put them in the, you know, I'm listening to some Lizzie Borden in the background. Right in that, you know, should have been bigger category. Omen, Lizzie Borden, Sabotage, stuff like that, I would say. But yeah, check out some Omen for sure. Another thing, this was sent to me by a friend. Super cool gift. Hunted down a copy of this for me. This is another 7-inch single, but this is UDO's Touchdown. So this is just a single, and it's a split single with Primal Fear. Another Hero, which was the first single off of their newest album from 2023 called Code Red. Now, these guys are label mates over on Atomic Fire now, so they put this one out, and there's a little inner on it, lyrics on both sides for both songs, and then you have a little 7-inch UDO on the one side, which is the side I'm displaying, and then on the other side, red center ring with the Primal Fear logo. So, yeah, just is it, you know, is little stuff like that necessary? Well, I thought, you know what, that's great that my buddy sent me that. He was thinking about me. I appreciate that a lot. Two more things, and then we'll wrap this one up. This is a, you know what, I think this would pretty much be a birthday gift. It's not my birthday. It's already passed. But my friend sent me this, and I've had it for a while. I just haven't shown it on a video. But I'd bought this pretty much brand new back in, when did it come out? 1985. I bought it on cassette. Absolutely loved it. And that is Loudness. Thunder in the East. There is a period of loudness that I really love starting here. Lightning Strikes, Hurricane Eyes. And then there's Soldier of Fortune, which has, is his name Mark Becerra? Yes, he was also in Obsession, that band, if you know that band, and a number of other bands. But that's when, you know, they brought the American vocalist in type of thing. But that is the period of Loudness that I really like. I know Loudness has probably the biggest discography out there. They probably have close to 30 studio albums. But this one was always a favorite of mine. Happy to get it on vinyl. Only ever owned it on cassette. But I'm sure if you know Loudness, you've already know this album for sure. This is their most popular album. But this is a reissue from 2017 from, I think it's, yeah, right in Rhino Records. And here is the inner for it. Lyrics. And this one comes on a red vinyl, which has the actual replica of the Atco, replica of the original. But this thing sounds great. I mean, I'm sure you know this album, but as far as, you know, Japanese metal go, loudness, and I've really been trying to, or I have been getting into a few Anthem albums. I picked up their newest album from last year, Crimson and Jet Black. That's a great album by Anthem. All right, we're going to wrap this one up with, actually, I should show you that 2 hype stickers I missed here, I guess. There's the hype sticker for that Omen. Yeah, remastered, by the way, if you're interested in that Omen album. Also came out on CD and a couple other colored vinyl or whatever. But anniversary, 35th anniversary. So you know what that means. I'm getting old. And there's the hype sticker for Loudness, featuring the hit Crazy Nights, but there's lots of great songs on that if you haven't checked out some Loudness. And then finally wrapping up today, we got some good old German thrash. And this, actually, I shouldn't say old, because this isn't really that old, but there's a reissue of Sodom, one of my absolute favorite thrash bands, right up there with Creator and Testament and Overkill. But here is a reissue of Decision Day, probably one of my favorite album covers, period, in my collection. I just love this. I love the colors. Album by Joe Patagno, which you know him from lots and lots of Motorhead covers. But this one, the gatefold opens up absolutely awesome. Pretty much a full body shot here. So that's pretty neat. I'll show you both inners. So this one is spot on to the original. The only difference here is the vinyl color, which they wrote right on the barcode. Other than that, everything is the same. The detail in the cover, everything is really well done. This one also came out on CD. So this is a double vinyl. And there is the second inner right there. And on here it says this one came in a marbled yellow red. Now, to me, this looks more like just orange. It looks like creamsicle orange, I would call this one. Let me just pull this one out for you. But there it is. Kind of got the light going through it. There is some darker little orange, you know, fleck in there, but I wouldn't say that's red. But regardless, SPV Steamhammer does a great job. All I'm wishing for is more from Sodom. Some of their stuff is just absolutely ridiculous to try to track down. Super pricey. Would love to see some more reissues of their stuff. And this one was originally released in 2016, which, if you haven't heard some of that, like 2010 to 2020 stuff, check it out. This is a superb album. The last one of this lineup, but great album. I think that is it for this update. So yeah, again, I'll be definitely doing a review on the new Judas Priest album. I just want to, get a few days, a good week in with the whole album, and then give you my thoughts on that. Let me know what else you're looking forward to. I always love reading the comments and, checking in with you guys. I really appreciate that too. But until next time, that's it. Until next time, stay heavy.